Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Clutch Takes, and today we're going to be talking about 5 center free agents the Raptors get signed this offseason in free agency. But before we get into the video, please make sure to drop a like if you don't want Aaron Baines as a center on this team anymore. Make sure to comment down below which center intrigues you the most, and make sure to subscribe if you guys haven't already. So as you see by the title, we're going to be looking at 5 centers this offseason who the Raptors could pursue, and it is a very limited class, but I feel there is still some quality options as potential backups or starters. Now the first option we're going to be talking about is bring back Burch. Now Khem Burch played really well with the Raptors. He's already familiar with our system and how we play. He's only 6'9", but he provided a lot of quality defense and rebounding for our team. As we saw when Khem Burch came in to replace Aaron Baines, our rebounding numbers went up, our defense went up, and we played a lot better. As we all know from watching him play, he doesn't really stretch the floor really well, as he only shoots 29%, but this is the most he's ever shot in his career from 3, and it is a good sign that he could potentially improve in this area. For a role for Khem Burch, I feel like a backup center would be perfect. I feel like asking him to be a starter is a little bit too much. I feel like he'd be a starter in a pinch, but if the Raptors signed him to like a 1 or 2 year deal to be a backup, I wouldn't mind that at all. Next player we're going to be talking about is Daniel Tice. Daniel Tice was traded from the Boston Celtics to the Chicago Bulls. Daniel Tice is another undersized big as he's 6'8", but he plays with a lot of heart. He plays with great hustle, he has great defense, can somewhat stretch the floor. I feel like from watching him when he was on the Celtics, when we were playing him in the playoffs, he was a little bit streaky from 3. He did not shoot well in that series, but he gave us a lot of problems. And when he came off and when Cantor came on, the Raptors ate. But when Tice was there, we had a lot of problems scoring. So I feel like a perfect role for him, like Khem Burch, would be for a backup role. I feel like, the Boston Celtics, obviously they're another team in need of a center. They let him go because they have bigger sights on a star free agent for that center spot, or in a trade such as Miles Turner, which they fumbled the bag on. So I feel like for the same for the Raptors, I feel like a backup role would be perfect for Daniel Tice, and I feel like he would fit our system. He plays hard, and I feel like just like Khem Burch, I feel like his talent would play up with the Raptors. The next player we're going to be talking about is Javale Mcgee. Now Javale Mcgee, it feels like winning follows this man. He already has 3 championships. Obviously he wasn't a star, but he had a place on all those championship teams, most recently with the Lakers. Even though he didn't play too much, he still won a championship. He has better size than the other 2 free agents I just talked about, as he's 7 foot. And like Tyson Burch, he is great defensively and he can fit into a lot of different systems. And I feel like he would fit in with the Raptors, but unlike them. But he is also a great shot blocker, as when he's given the minutes, he can average like around almost 2 shot blocks per game. So that is very nice to have as well. But again, I'm going to go with a backup center for Javale Mcgee. I feel like asking him to be a starter again is too much. He does not stretch the floor. And when you do not stretch the floor, it's hard to be a full-time center in this league. This is a common characteristic, but I feel like Javale Mcgee coming in on a 1 or 2 year deal to be our backup center would definitely be serviceable for the Toronto Raptors. Now getting into the bigger names, and I'm going to be coming at you with a name that you guys are all familiar with. I'm going to be talking about Serge Ibaka. Now Serge Ibaka, his time with the Clippers has not gone as planned, as he had just had a back injury. He was splitting minutes with Zubac, and I feel like they weren't using him properly. I feel like the Raptors system fit Serge Ibaka perfectly, and that was shown as he had his best seasons of his career with the Raptors, averaging 15 points per game, and in that Celtics series shooting almost 50% from 3. One of the main reasons he didn't come back is he didn't want to be behind Marc Gasol, and we were too heavy set on signing Giannis. Now this is a time I feel like where Masai circles back and says, you know what, your time with the Clippers isn't going too well. We'll give you your proper due. We'll give you a 3 or 4 year deal where you belong, and come back with the Raptors. I feel like this would be perfect. I feel like you guys know what I'm going to say. His role for this team would be a starter, and I would love to see it. Lastly, the player I'm going to be talking about is the most sought after center on the free agent market this year in Richaun Holmes. Now, as most of you guys know, the Raptors were interested in Richaun Holmes at the trade deadline. It just nothing ever materialized. But I always trust Masai's judgment, so I feel like him having interest at the trade deadline means that he would fit pretty well with this Raptors team, and I can see it as well. Richaun Holmes is 6'10", so he's a bit bigger than Burch and Tice, but he's a very tenacious player. I've noticed this since he was on the 76ers. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. His rebounds are getting up there, and I feel like a comparison for him is what people thought Andre Drummond would be. He's putting up the double-double numbers, but he's a very tenacious player, does not take shifts off, and he has better IQ than Andre Drummond, I can tell you that. Again, he does not stretch the floor, but I feel like his scoring around the rim, his defense, his shot blocking, I feel like that overlays that, and I feel like the role for him would be a starter on this team. So let me know what you guys think. Which of these 5 players do you think the Raptors should go after, if any? And if not, should they go after the trade route? If they get lucky, maybe get Evan Mobley. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.